Woo, what up, though? It is another Thursday. This is Knockouts and Three Counts, and that's right. Ring the damn bell. We got a new episode as our guy James Campbell is back. You might have known him from David Chuck the Freak, but now we got to talk about his new gig with the Motor City Rockers and the hockey team out there. But before we get to that, you already know what the deal is. I got to tell you about the fine folks that help bring you this show. First up, you know him, you love him. It's Potter's Tree Service. You don't got to call Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You don't got to get a bunch of 2x4s if you're in the need for getting your grass cut. You need tree trimming. You need storm damage cleanup. You need walnut logging. All that stuff. Asa Potter, Potter's Tree Service has got you together. All the stuff's right there in our description, and I promise you, if you tell him Knockouts and Three Counts sent you, I promise you, he might even have you getting 2x4s like Hacksaw Jim Duggan by the time you're done. So check out their stuff and enjoy the show.
This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts and Three Counts.
Cover! We got a new world champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts and Three Counts is the podcast, baby! It's the real deal, baby!
Knockouts and Three Counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though? Corey is alive. His screen was black for a minute, but this is Knockouts and Three Counts. We're back after a little bit of a takeoff for Halloween, but man, do we got to come back with a good episode. We got the return of our guy James Campbell. Who the fuck is JC? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Shit, I'm breathing, man. How are y'all, dude?
Good, man. We're still getting nice weather. Remember we were talking about this like a month ago? We're like, oh, this is the last of the nice weather.
Hey, I'm with it. Baby. Let's get it.
Last time we had weather like the weather we had on Halloween this year, I was in junior high and I pooped my pants trick-or-treating. So
who scared you that bad, bro?
No, actually, it wasn't a fear thing. Actually, technically, it would be my parents because I pooped my pants. So technically, what happened was my good friend who I would always go trick-or-treating with had chicken pox. So he couldn't go trick-or-treating that year. So I had to go with like a different group of friends, and like all my close friends are like 2 years younger than me in the neighborhood. Like the neighborhood kids, I was like the oldest kid, and everybody else was 2 years younger. So I went trick-or-treating with kids that were my age, and their parents were a little less strict, and they could go to like the 7-Eleven that was like a mile and a half away to go get a Slurpee. So I went trick-or-treating with these guys, and I was just so far from home, and we bid farewell to one another because I couldn't go past that road, and I wasn't going to risk getting busted by my parents going to the 7-Eleven. And on the way back,
7-Eleven.
Yeah. And on the way back, man, I was like, oh no. And I put my pants. I was dressed as a grandma too. So, I mean, it kind of fit.
Hey, you could have said it's part of the costume. There you go. I like how you think.
Yes, I actually pooped my pants, that Halloween. And the weather this year reminded me, like it took me straight back there to that moment. Like I still remember standing in front of the house, kind of just like slowly trying to walk. Got a pillowcase full of candy over my shoulder, like, and just letting like the little, I don't know, you want to call it a prairie dog or whatever, just escape. And then, mud button it all the way home. I had probably a good, quarters of a mile walk with a loaf in my drawer. So
you're definitely the only one.
That's what the weather reminded me of this Halloween.
The grandma. So you got that.
Yeah, I had the wig, the glasses. I was in like a nightgown. So. A cop rolled by, you would just assume, oh man, and some old lady escaped the home, and she crapped herself. So it was perfect costume for the weather and to poop myself. So,
well, speaking of costumes, bro, I mean that led into one thing that I was going to ask you about. Since we had this warmer weather you're talking about, did you pull out the flamethrower for Halloween? What was the Halloween like this year for you?
Yeah, Halloween was pretty chill this year. So my son is 2, so he's not like really old enough to like get into the Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Next year we're probably like we'll dress him up and we'll go do the trick-or-treating thing and like all that stuff. But he doesn't even eat candy right now. Other than the candy that Dada sneaks him. If my wife's watching, I'm probably going to be in trouble when this is over. But, give him a piece of candy here or there. But, so Halloween was chill. We just, I think we got a hot and ready, and that was a mistake. I guess everybody in the universe goes to Little Caesars on Halloween to get hot and readies and stuff. So it took like an hour and a half to get pizza, which I was like, Not so ready, huh?
Right.
Cool. But yeah, it was, laid back and for once, and like not a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. So having a kid's really kind of changed how I do a lot of stuff. It's all more about him and accommodating him, and trying to do my best to help my wife. So
A lot
I
less
feel it,
sleep.
dude.
yeah, but I mean, flamethrower, maybe we'll bust it out when we get a nice snow, get a nice little layer of ice in the driveway, we'll melt it with the flamethrower. There might not be as much man thong action going on now that my son is 2 and he does realize stuff. Like now if he takes his diaper off, like I'll always scream like, pee-pee's out, So like now, like he'll pull the diaper down and so I gotta be careful, with the model that I'm setting for him, like I don't need him to turn into like some sort of deranged pervert at the age of 5 or something. So
check this out.
Yeah, like I don't know how I'm supposed to react when you pee-pee's out, bud. Like just put it away. We don't need a streaking baby.
He's turning it into a game now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Like he thinks he wants to make dad to laugh, and he knows, streaking through the house is going to get a reaction.
I mean, I can't say that it's not pretty funny. I mean, my Halloween was chill too, dude. But my nephews was all dressed up like Star Wars. We had Baby Yoda and fucking Baby Yoda and a stormtrooper in my house.
Nice, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, dude. Star Wars is always a good one to go with.
I'm gonna just say that I'm saying that my brother-in-law picked those costumes because I can't see my sister picking Star Wars, or I could be totally wrong and she knows about Star Wars more than I think. But I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that I think.
Corey, what were your girls for Halloween?
I usually I got a house full of itches, but this time I had witches. Yeah. So
See, I think I'm doing something wrong because my kid, she dressed up as that killer doll Megan with like the blood on her face and everything.
Oh wow! And I'm worried about my son streaking.
Where did I make a wrong turn here?
Let her watch too many of them damn horror movies.
Jeez, man. Yikes!
And you're the one that says you're scared of fucking haunted houses and shit, man.
Right? I got a lot to question.
Haunted houses are no joke. They're very scary. Like not scary in the sense like, oh no, Freddy Krueger's coming to get me. To me, haunted houses are like intense because there's some stoned off his ass 16-year-old kid behind a corner. He's going to scare the bejesus out of you.
Yeah.
So you just walking through this maze, knowing that people are about to scare the crap out of you, and it causes me like the most anxiety I can ever really think of. Like. Yes. Terrifying, but not like in the sense like, oh my god, Michael Myers is really coming to get me. It's just the fact like when I get scared, I feel that feeling of like embarrassment, like I don't know why, but like I don't like that feeling, So when you're going through the haunted house and some 16-year-old kid scares the shit out of you, like, oh man, like I got scared and now I'm kind of embarrassed. It's just I'm not a big haunted house guy either. They're fun. I think they were fun at a certain age. Especially at a certain age when dating girls and stuff, so the girl will grab on you like my hero. Like I'm not scared, But like as an adult, no, I'll pass. I'll go through like the lit up forest with all the lights. Give me one of those instead of like. Fright Zone.
That'd have been pretty cool to be scared.
This many
by,
people have pooped their pants. This many people have peed themselves. Like that place.
I seen D-Mac and Schwartzy and them were dressed up in the haunted house. They were scared.
Yeah, they were. He was doing. D-Mac was doing something at Eloise, bro.
Yeah, dude, that'd have been pretty cool to be scared by
Eloise. That's a scary haunted house too. I've been through Eloise both as a haunted house and as like a ghost investigation. And the haunted house is way scarier because I didn't encounter any ghosts. But Eloise that's a scary place.
See, that's different for me. I would much rather be scared by like a mass murder slasher than like a paranormal thing, like paranormal freaks me out, dude.
Like you think you're gonna bring something home,
you never know. You can have paranormal entity just riding out. I could have one on my back right now. I don't even know. You know what I mean?
That's true. I think I saw it. Yeah.
We told this story on the show before, but I used to be a puss when it came to haunted houses. Truth be told, the only reason that I ever was not like I changed my mind on that was exactly one of the reasons why you said me and Corey happened to go out with a couple of girls when we was in 6th grade. Corey happens to still be with said girl. And it was one of those, well, I can't be over here looking like a pussy when it's just us two. And then I guess it was nothing with haunted houses, but truth be told, I hated them. I hated them before that too.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'd rather hold on to my money. I think it was one year I went with my best friend, and we were just clowning on everybody. And like some of them had like those weird platforms where it looks like you're standing like 10,000 feet above the ground, and like he jumped onto the platform where the mirror was. It was like, oh, and like some dude just came out of nowhere. Was like, get off there, like broke character. I was like, well, that's not very scary. Let's go before we kick our asses out, man.
That's kind of how I felt when we went through Eloise before it was an actual haunted house. But
hey, how about those old like did they still, when you went through, did they have like those old like medical like posters like?
Oh, dude, when we actually went in there, like before they like redid it all, there were still gurneys and shit in the hallways. Oh, there were like some gurneys and like you could see like medical, like we went way too deep in there. Nobody heard me say this, even though this is live, but yeah, we went way too deep in there to the point where like you'll walk up to like a couple of like the sets of shutter doors and thinking like it's into another room. And like Dustin went to go do that and almost walked out the window and he would have fallen from where we were at.
This like, was like you went in there when like you weren't supposed to.
You ain't supposed to be in there, Kyle.
Okay,
can't confirm it.
I think,
but I went since it's been done too. But I mean, that was something else. They definitely had some crazy shit in there. But I went to Eloise since they redid it, not last year, but the year before.
Okay,
it was pretty cool. My biggest complaint with haunted houses to be most of the time is just like I feel like if I'm gonna pay all that money to go through it, I want the shit to kind of be long. You know what I mean? Like, like I don't want to be in and out of there in like 2 minutes. If I'm gonna pay you all this fucking money to come through there, I want to like, I want to get my money's worth.
Well, then maybe don't run through like a bitch every time.
Yeah, you can't run.
But that was my excuse for not doing cardio that day.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you can't have it both ways, Like you gotta pick. You want like a lingering experience, or do you want to get the cardio?
Keep your pants.
I remember being the last couple times I went, I was still a kid at that point, teenage years. But that was the same thing. It's like I'm gonna spend all this money. It's like you're trying to like be quick because at every corner something could get you. So you're like, all right, I'm like, all right, here's this next corner. All right, bow, nothing's there. All right, next one. It's like constant like next one's gonna be it though. So like here we are, and then. But you're rushing to the next, like, or at least I always was.
It's like pro wrestling, bro. You got to let it play out.
Yeah, like you say, Kyle. It's like there was no time of like, let it linger. Like I'm just basically running through the thing, but not even like in fear. It's just like, all right, here we are. Next one. Yeah. Like we got to be ready, ready and braced. I remember being a kid though. And this happened at one of the apple orchards. I forget which one in particular. I think it's Wired's was the one that does the haunted houses and stuff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I do remember kicking one of those said teenagers that you were talking about square in the nuts because they jumped out at me. I was like 8 or 9 at the time. I was a wee lad, but yeah, he got it square in the nuts. I remember.
I'm glad you were that young. This wasn't like on your 31st birthday or whatever.
No, I haven't been.
Screw you, kid.
Probably like 16, but no, back when I was a kid.
Well, dude, we got to talk about the last place I got to see you, man, is we all were there for TNA. We got to check out some of that. I don't know if you got to be there for Bound for Glory, but what were your thoughts on TNA and them coming into the city, bro?
Dude, I thought it was cool. Like, so this is my first experience with TNA. Like, I know some of the wrestlers, but beyond that, like, I don't have the time anymore, like, to follow all these different like wrestling promotions. I barely even have time like to keep up with like WWE and like AEW stuff. So, but the fact that they were in town was cool. My wife works at iHeart, so like, I think. A few of the wrestlers came and did some promo and stuff, and they dropped off some tickets or whatever. So she had some tickets for me to go. I wasn't able to go to Bound for Glory, but I did go to the Sunday night show, the taping of their weekly shows. Was it TNA or whatever? Impact. TNA Impact. Is that what it is? Yeah. So please excuse my ignorance if I get any of this stuff wrong. It's just sorry, I don't have the time to keep up with it all anymore. But I thought the show was good. I think the Wayne State Fieldhouse, which wasn't even a thing when I graduated from Wayne State in 2004. So I'm happy to see all my tuition money went to something. I think it's a great place to watch wrestling. I thought that was a great venue for the wrestling. I thought the size was good. I liked how they had like some bleacher seats. They had some like reserved seats. Like I thought it's a great atmosphere to watch wrestling. Now, for me, coming from somebody who doesn't follow the storylines and doesn't follow the wrestling, it was hard to kind of keep up with what was going on in the ring. Like, why is Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth? Yeah, whatever. Like, why is he mad at everybody? You know. So like it was hard because they don't have the jumbotron or whatever to kind of bring you up to speed like at WWE. Like you go to WWE, they got like a 2 to 3 minute recap. Like, here's why Cody Rhodes, is arguing with Gunther, like all that type of stuff. So just like if you don't follow it, you don't really know what's going on. Now, some of the wrestling was incredible. I've never seen some of the stuff that they've done, like jumping off the turnbuckle in the corner, like over the corner. I think there's like a luchador guy that did something, and then somebody else did something. Like that was really impressive. But then it was also scary because 2 people got seriously hurt. So, and I think the 2 people getting seriously hurt caused the match that they sold me on because I'm like, I'm getting old. So sitting in the bleachers, my back hurts, my ass hurts. I got a kid at home. I'm ready to go. Like I ain't paying, $20 to get 2 slices of pizza and a pop. Like I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat some leftovers, So I'm hungry. But then they're like, Rhino is coming out to do a Detroit street fight with Matt Cardano. I'm like, oh, sold. I'm going to park my ass right here until that happens, But instead, I had to watch Jeff Hardy and that other guy with the viral video sing Creed. And I was like,
oh, the concert, the Joe Hendry concert.
Kind of left. Where's Rhino, man? TNA Hall of Famer. I want to see Rhino come out. And,
shout out to Bree. She was there too.
So, like, I was like, boo, like, why? Like, granted, Hardy Boys, grew up watching them, Attitude Era. Love it. Like, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Yes, I will watch. But I don't want to watch Jeff Hardy sing Creed. Or I think he sang, like, one of his original themes or whatever. Like, no offense, Jeff Hardy, but I want to see you jump off a ladder and do a swanton bomb. I don't want to see you sing the blues, Like, but
see, now you saw that on Saturday. Saturday he was jumping off the ladder, and we had all these people on YouTube. Which, if you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I see all 60 of you. With that being said, the fucking he did a swanton off the top of the ladder. No, he did a leg drop off the top of the ladder. And he just landed all on dude's fucking face, man. And there were people like, oh, he needs to like hang it up. It's like, man, he's been doing this shit for 20 years. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you could probably do a leg drop off the top of the ladder and land on your face. And you probably still wouldn't get hurt. He's been doing it for so long. So, I mean, I would
trust. It's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey, it's Jeff Hardy, bro.
Yeah.
How was the concert though? I want to know that. How
it only lasted like 2 minutes. Like he said, it was I just feel like it got. Like once that happened, because they were, and the other thing that took the wind out of it is like the 2 injuries were like in like consecutive matches almost, or like within like a match or 2 of each other. So like Vikingo got hurt and they stopped that one, and then after that was when the thing happened with Chris Bay, and so they immediately went into the concert after the fact. And like I think like James said, I think they were supposed to like, because Jeff has like a lot of his own music and stuff like that, so like he was supposed to like play a couple of his originals, and then him and Joe Hendry were supposed to jam a little bit. But I mean, it was like the wind got taken out of that building, because the night before when we were there at Bound for Glory, man, that place was fucking loud. Shout out to TNA, first of all, for having us. It was dope to do the press conference. They literally did the press conference like right inside that lobby where you walk in. So it's like they did a good job of making it look special and stuff like that. And I mean, dude, there was a lot of people in there for Bound for Glory. All in all, I thought it was a great show. Shout out to our guy PCO, who retained his belt as well, and AJ Francis and all the others that were on there. But dude, like you're saying, it was just dope to have. I just wish we could get more of the big ones like them, or I mean, WWE comes here, but like I wish we could get some more stuff back to Detroit. But the weekend was dope.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, the Wayne State Fieldhouse, if they are open for it, like have some more shows there. And like, I mean, I hear, AEW hit some venues, they don't sell enough tickets. Like, I feel like an AEW show, even if they're not selling a ton of tickets, would fill up that room like no problem.
And it looked great on TV.
Mm-hmm. So like, I really enjoyed the venue myself. So
that's first time I've ever been there for anything. I completely agree. Like at least like for Bound for Glory, it was definitely filled up, and I've always been of that mindset too. I would much rather see you work like a smaller arena, but have that shit packed.
Yeah.
Then work a bigger arena and there's not a ton of people, because then like when you're in the smaller arena and it's packed, the noise in that bitch is just like deafening, and it's a whole nother thing. So for me, that's like, I was hearing them say, matter of fact, they were talking about AEW because like you saw NXT last night, they went to the ECW arena. So they were talking about like AEW when they come back should like do like the Hammerstein Ballroom and shit like that. I love the little small places like that. Like I remember watching a lot of ECW and stuff like that for there. So I love that they did it at Wayne State. Like I said, that was the first one that I've ever gotten to go to there. But it was a damn good time, dude. But bro, it's been a while since the last time you were on the show. We talked a little bit about, your departure from Dave and Chuck the Freak and all that. Yeah. But now, dude, we got to talk about the new gig, dude.
Yeah, man.
You're working with the Motor City Rockers,
creative
right?
job. Yeah, it's within like the sports realm, so to speak. Motor City Rockers right here. For those who don't know, there is actually a pro hockey team that plays hockey in Fraser. And I'm guilty. I'm one of the guilty people who didn't realize the Motor City Rockers played out of Fraser. You might know the arena. The arena is Big Boy Arena, but you might know it as like Fraser Hockey Land. And I didn't even realize Fraser Hockey Land was where it is. Like there's a Meijer right across the street that I've probably been to 100 times. I grew up at 18 in Utica Road. This place is at 15 in Utica Road, 3 miles away. I've driven past it hundreds of times and never realized where it was until I went and I met the team president and the man behind the venue who runs the venue to talk to them about some of my experience with the morning show and what I can do creatively in terms of content. And, they offered me a job there. And like I told them, I'm like, I didn't even realize this was the hockey arena. Like I knew Fraser Hockey Land existed. Obviously, it's in the city of Fraser, but where I had no idea. They even have a giant electronic billboard, at the side of the road now. And still, I was oblivious. If my GPS didn't tell me to turn here, I might have drove right past it. So, but yeah. So for them, I'm doing a lot of creative stuff for them. So I'm doing a lot of social media, videos, interviews with players. I get to do a lot of Photoshop work, a lot of graphics work. So like, there's a lot of fulfilling like artsy fartsy stuff there that I get to do for them. That's a blast. And then on top of it all, I get to be the in-arena host. So like I'm the guy, they do this thing. This blew my mind. Okay. Have you guys heard of Chuck-a-Puck?
No.
Okay. So Chuck-a-Puck, picture an entire crowd at a hockey arena throwing pucks onto the ice in hopes that they land on a banner to win a prize. That's Chuck-a-Puck. Wow. Now they're not actual thick like rubber pucks. They're like foam pucks, but it's still the same concept. They do this. We do this at the second intermission. This blew my mind because
Bree knows what it is. I guess I'm late.
Yeah, so I'm learning the game op stuff. They're trying to teach me some stuff. They're trying to give me the fast course. Like here's how the game ops works, and I think I'm struggling a little bit on picking it up, but I'm just like they kept saying Chuck-a-Puck. We do Chuck-a-Puck, and finally I'm like, okay, what is Chuck-a-Puck? And they're like, well, it's when people throw pucks on the ice. I'm like, so hold on a second. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, timeout. Like I had a real Zach Morris moment. I'm like, timeout. I'm like, so you're telling me you just let the crowd throw stuff on the ice? And they're like, yeah. And they thought it was like totally normal. And to me, I'm like, could you imagine doing that like at another like hockey arena? Like, no.
I mean, the Red Wings used to have octopus on the ice.
Yeah, but you try doing that now, and they're gonna boot your ass right out. So it's like crazy. You pay $5 to get 3 pucks. You throw the pucks out on the ice when I tell you to, and if it lands on a banner, you win a prize from one of the supporters or sponsors. To me, it's super cool.
That is cool.
Who doesn't want to throw crap on the ice? Like now you can, And if you're good at it, you can win a prize. And we have a little like dog dish bowl set up like in the middle of the ice. If you get a puck in there, you win cash. So, and it goes up $25 every single game that nobody can get in. And
Wow.
plug in tomorrow, you could win, I believe, $100 if you can get the chuck a puck in the bowl. And Saturday, if nobody wins on Friday, you could win 125. It might even be 150. I don't know. Hopefully my bosses aren't watching to be like, dude, you got it wrong. But yeah, so there's just a crazy stuff that they do there. Another thing that I found unique this season, they now have walking tacos. I don't know why my mind's so blown by that, but you can get a walking taco.
Favorite one
like
I played
usually
baseball.
you got to go to like Arts Beats and Eats or like some street fair to get like a little bitty bag of Doritos with all the taco fixings. They give you this big ass bag, Fritos, Doritos. They lit up with tacos and stuff. But I'm a junk food junkie. I do food reviews and stuff on my YouTube channel, so that's probably why like I'm so amazed by that. But the fact that this is pro hockey, it's single A pro hockey. It's part of the FPHL, but the FPHL, like these dudes are big and they're tough and they will beat the shit out of each other. Like there's a dude on the team. Oh man, I'm terrified. Like I want to like interview him. I want to talk to him. Like I want to be friends with him, but I'm also scared he could just totally kick my ass. Number 21, Avery Smith. He's probably a super nice dude, but like I've seen him get thrown in the penalty box 3 times. Okay. And all 3 of those times I was like scared for my life because the stuff he was saying to the referee and the things he was doing in the penalty box, I'm like, he eats pieces of shit like me for breakfast, like, wow, he's a maniac. And like, I think some of the people that are commenting are familiar with Port Huron Prowlers. That's our biggest rival is the Port Huron Prowlers. Boo, Prowlers. Yeah, boo.
Look at you coming in here starting shit, Bree.
Yeah. So, but I mean, granted, they won the last 2 games we've competed with them. That was last weekend. Last weekend, Friday, they took a win at their arena in Port Huron, and then they swept us and they took a win, at Big Boy Arena. So, so congrats to them. But the team's kind of going through a little turmoil, some changes. They had some changes in ownership. We've had a couple of changes in coaching, but I think things are on the right track. And hopefully tomorrow night we got a team coming in from Monroe, Louisiana, the Monroe Moccasins. So hopefully
that's a hell of a name for a hockey team.
We can beat them. We got some new players with some new talent brought into the team. We got a new coach, like a longtime member of the team, Jameson Milam. He's like a veteran. He's been playing pro hockey for like 20 years. He's been playing he plays overseas. He plays a bunch of different leagues in the States. He's been with the Rockers. This is the 3rd season. He's been with them all 3 seasons. And he just got the nod for head coach. And like the fans love him. And from what I've seen and what I've heard from players, they are excited to hit the ice. They're excited to play for him. It's all smiles. Like everybody seems like stoked and energized. Yeah, JMO. Everybody's stoked and energized, to get on the ice and play. So hopefully tomorrow night, they kick some ass, kick the Monroe Moccasins asses. And then we can kick their asses again on Saturday, which is Military Appreciation Night. $2 beers. You can also get $2 cider boys. If you're interested in that, if you guys like Chick-fil-A, they got a 4-ticket package. You get 4 tickets, 4 chicken sandwiches, and you get 4 vouchers for chicken sandwiches at Chick-fil-A, Shelby Township, $55. You got to buy it in advance. So you got like till tomorrow to make that happen. You can get all that stuff at rockershockey.com. But enough with the plugging. Like it's a cool gig. Like going from Dave and Chuck the Freak, which I love those guys. I don't have any ill will towards them. It's unfortunate how the cookie crumbles in the radio world. It's all about money, And I think I've explained like I was at an entry level position, not making entry level money, and so when somebody takes a look at that, they don't care like what you bring to the show. They don't really care what you're doing. We can take his work and pass it on to 2 other people. We can bring in some other guy who used to work on another morning show and have him do a bunch of other crap and pay him less than what we're paying everybody else. And, bam, we save a few bucks, so, that's pretty much how it goes. So to go from like that creative outlet to not having any kind of a creative outlet to the point where I'm sending resumes out like everywhere. But the last 10 years of my life was spent, behind a microphone, making, dick jokes and making homoerotic comments about John Cena's body and, wanting to dance with Channing Tatum, and all that kind of stuff to elicit or to solicit like a reaction, like much like professional wrestling. You need the people to get the boos. You need the people to get the cheers. As long as you're getting a reaction, you're doing things right. And that's what I would get the biggest reactions for. And people, dum-dums, didn't realize that. So they would just call me all sorts of like derogatory names for homosexual and stuff. Not realizing I'm doing it on purpose to get, that reaction from them. And so my plan worked. Unfortunately, the higher ups didn't see it that way, but so to go from that and now being a dad, I kind of struggle with, do I want to be the man thong like guy with a collection of dildos? As much as I do love these little toys, these little related toys and items that people have made me and given me.
The dragon dildo?
And that's not a dildo, but it's just like a dragon. It's like a dragon penis.
Oh, okay. So this can't.
It's a one. Look at the balls on him.
Yeah,
man.
this one's guaranteed to get you pregnant first shot, baby.
What was the Yu-Gi-Oh card? That's the one-eyed blue dragon. That's
there you go.
That was right. The Yu-Gi-Oh
my
card.
God.
Yeah. This an actual listener gave me this at Astronomicon last year. I forgot his name, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As I'm complaining about being known as the guy who I just kissed a dick right on the mouth, right on the head. But so I kind of struggle with like, do I want to be that guy anymore? Do I want to dedicate so much of my time to having to do some of the stuff that I have to do? Like, there's a lot of thankless positions in radio, and I just happen to be in one of them. And trying to get more of my life, my own time back, and wanting to spend more time with my kid and trying to help my wife around the house and, all that kind of stuff, is kind of a blessing that I got let go. Especially now, like the Rockers, it's like, it's a cool, but it's also family friendly, but it can also be a little edgy. If I wanted to bring some of my weird homoerotic stuff, I probably could. I would just have to be careful which players I try to, do that kind of song and dance around. Some of them might not take it too well or take it, I just don't want to get my ass kicked by these really tough hockey players because I'm not as big and tough as what most people think I am. If anybody thinks I am big and tough, I'm not. But yeah, so it was kind of a blessing. I get to do graphic design stuff, which is something I was doing in radio before I started to work for Dave and Chuck full time. Back at the old station, if anybody's old enough to remember 89X.
Hell yeah.
I was the front desk guy who did graphics.
Miss it all the time.
For the whole cluster, and the graphics to me, like, it's so fulfilling to create something on your computer, and then you get a box in the mail and those flyers that you made, you can see and you can hold it, and you all the little details that you put in it, you get to see that, and I get to achieve that, with the Motor City Rockers. So, I'm very thankful and grateful, to be working for them, and so now I want people to buy tickets to go check them out. Like, it's a hell of a good time. I know I get it. Most people are like, well, I'm a Red Wings fan. That's fine. You can be a fan of both teams. Okay.
It's like the Vipers, man.
And you don't want to spend like $400 on a couple of tickets and, half of a hot and ready and, one large pop, come to Big Boy Arena, like you're getting more bang for your buck. You're getting the same kind of entertainment. Plus I'm going to be there. You can check a puck on the ice. There's so much cool stuff you can do at the arena. There's some like GA sections. You could sit literally right up against the glass if you get there early enough, like right up against the glass. $1,000, $500 ticket, at the LCA. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And you might not be seeing, I don't even know, Dylan Larkin, but you could see like, Avery Smith, or you can see, some of the other players. We just got this new guy, Jake Raleigh, who came up from another team. The guy averages like a point a game, which is pretty damn good. And you got big dudes that like to fight. Like, that's the thing. Like, to me, the dudes that like to fight. We have a goalie, I've been told, that likes to fight. This guy is cool as hell. I just did an interview with him today. His name's Trevor Babin. And from what I've heard from different people in the organization, like, he will get out and fight a mofo. And I'm like, yes, I want to see that.
He'll
like,
come out of the net.
Yeah. I haven't seen a goalie get into a fight since that Red Wings game where we fought
when Osgood beat the shit out of Patrick Roy.
Yeah, like, bam, like, yeah, Babin, kick his ass, So stuff like that, you can get all that stuff there. at Big Boy Arena. You don't have to go downtown. You don't have to pay to park. You know, you can still have all the same fun and do all the same stuff, a fraction of the price. And it's right in Fraser. Like, that's what blows my mind. Pro hockey in Fraser compared to having to go all the way downtown. Yeah. And if you're like a germaphobe or you're a personophobe, whatever they call that, like, there's not as many people there. You know, I think the arena holds like 3,000. You know, typically there's 1,000 to 2,000 a night on a good night. You might get like maybe 2,500. You know, I'm not sure, but like opening night we did, you know, just under 1,700 people.
And there's a bar in the arena.
There is a bar in the arena.
There we go.
The bar in the arena is open every day. Okay, so like, let's say dads are coming with their kids to do some tournaments, because so Big Boy Arena is like historically like huge in the country. If it's not the first biggest, it's the second biggest in the country in terms of hockey arenas. So there's tons of tournaments. There's always something going on in this arena, and Slapshots Bar open all the time. Like, it blew my mind to find out that there's a bar in there. And that it's open all the time. Like, you can go in there and get a drink. Well, I mean, obviously, like 7 o'clock in the morning, it's not open. But maybe on the weekends, it might open up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, you know. But you can go there on like a Wednesday night. There might not be a ton of people in there, but they got like a sports package. You want to go into a sports bar and not be bothered by a bunch of people. Go in there. The drinks aren't going to be like $12, $13 like they would be at like the big venues, you know. So it's like you're going to your local bar, having a drink. You can watch, I think, some of the games that they have in the arena. You can watch on the TV. Plus, they have a sports package. So it's a really cool place to watch hockey and to have a good time. And again, it's right in Fraser. Like, that's what to me is the most mind-blowing thing. And the fact that I've driven past it hundreds of times in my entire life, not knowing like that it's there.
Even with
I feel like we need to make a trip down to fucking Fraser and check this out. That's definitely going to have to be on the agenda.
Absolutely. Let me know when you want to come out, and I'll try to make some magic happen for you guys.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. But before we get to the next part of this stuff, you know the deal. I got to let you guys know about our other sponsors, because they're going to be giving me a microphone while people are going to be getting knocked the fuck out. November 23rd, if you're in the area, check it out. Clinton Township, Michigan.
Mastery demands relentless sacrifice and unyielding grit.
I will be on the call. You got Mason Shalahi stepping here into the ring after that nasty spinning back elbow knockout from his last fight. I'm telling you, if you like
Warriors push their limits, driven by the pursuit of glory and respect in the ring.
23rd. You might even hear my
This is
dumb ass
where
on the
pain
mic.
meets passion, legends are forged, and dreams are made. This is Mitten Muay Thai. November 23rd at the Imperial House.
You heard the man, November 23rd. Make sure you come check it out, man. I tell you, the good thing with Muay Thai is because there's not any of the wrestling of MMA, man. You are guaranteed to at least see one dude get fucked up pretty bad if you come to the Muay Thai.
Head snap kind of kick, dude. I like those. I mean, I'm sure
dude, when you see somebody just get a front kick to the nose and they just start leaking, bro, that guy Shalahi, bro, that back elbow, that was nasty. I didn't even think it hit like that. My man just, you know,
how it goes, man. It's a dangerous game.
You gotta love it. The art of 8 weapons. But speaking of dangerous games and all those kind of things, bro, you know, we talked a little bit about Bound for Glory earlier and all that stuff. What do you think of I know you're more of a WWE guy, so you got to tell me, what do you think of everything we got going on with this whole Bloodline deal, bro?
Oh man, the Bloodline's still around? Yeesh. I missed anything that happened at Crown Royal, but I think I saw like a picture of the Rock was involved. You know,
not at this one. He was at the last pay-per-view, but you've got the old Bloodline, the original Bloodline, which is the Usos and Roman. And got Sammy with them, and then the other side you've got Solo, who was with them, and that's their other brother, and then you got the Brothers of Destiny, Tama and Tongaloa from they're the sons of Haku, and then you got Jacob Fatu, who, in my opinion, is going to steal a lot of people's spots as long as he stays on the trajectory.
He's a killer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the storyline for the Bloodline, I mean, I'm kind of over it, but I get why people are locked into it. Like, it makes sense to keep going with it. But But like I was happy, once Roman lost the title, and it seemed like they were kind of like disbanding it. But now they're back, and you got Bloodline versus Bloodline. I'm assuming they're trying to set something up for Survivor Series between the two.
Probably War Games.
War Games.
Okay, so they'll set something like that up between the two teams. But I mean, they do a good job of making you hate Solo. Like I hate him. 100% hate him, but I know that's what they want me to do. So it makes me like want to like him, but I don't like him. I hate him. And it's just like I feel like every time you look around, there's somebody new from the bloodline. They find, oh, this guy like boned someone's cousin. Bam, he's part of the bloodline too. So I feel like they could just make stuff up with the bloodline. Like me personally, I would have loved it if The Rock came. Was it 2 WrestleManias ago? And like beat Roman Reigns, as like the head of the table or the actual official tribal chief, but that didn't happen. And it seemed like they tried to make it happen this most recent WrestleMania, and then everybody got all pissy because they wanted Cody Rhodes to finish the story, which I was fine with that as well. So like the bloodline stuff, I'm kind of over it. It is what it is. If it happens, cool, but like I could take it or leave it. Like it's not the reason why I'm tuning in. Like, I'll tell you the one thing, I'm the luckiest man in wrestling right now. Okay. Rey Mysterio's son.
Yeah. Dom's a playboy for
Dominic
sure.
Mysterio. I'm sorry, but to have Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan fighting over you. I told my wife, I'm like, I don't understand how that happens. How does that happen? Because
Andy's got his wife in real life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know anything about the personal lives like that. I don't get into it that far, at least with Dominic. But like just the story between those two, like fighting over. I'm like, Dominic Mysterio, like
it's working though. Like, is he not one of the most hated people?
There's always like dudes that you're like, why are these hot chicks fighting over this dude? Like he's a turd, but he's entertaining, he's entertaining. Have him try to talk on the mic. The boos come so loudly. Like I get it. People don't like him. That's why they keep putting him out there. He gets that reaction, So like that to me is like the most mind-blowing thing is the fact that those two lady wrestlers, were fighting over Dominic Mysterio. I think that's done and over with now. I think Rhea Ripley actually broke her orbital socket or whatever. But like my wrestling knowledge probably for like the last couple of months is just what I pick up on Twitter or what I see posted, on social media for the most part, or I hear, in conversations. I can't even tell you, like now that I've been doing the Rocker's job, like trying to put in as many hours as I can and trying to help them out, to the best that I can. A lot of my downtime at home is spent, working on stuff for them, trying to plot out some social media stuff, working on scripts for game days and things like that. So I don't have the time or the attention really to invest in it now. Like it was amazing to get to go out to see TNA because that's like the first time I've been able to dedicate that much time just to watch like a pro wrestling event. So.
Yeah, man. Like I said, WWE and wrestling as a whole has been as hot as it's been in a long time. I'm looking forward to Vegas. Shout out to Chris Cale and all the homies out there. We're definitely going to have to link up when I get in town. But yeah, dude,
did Cena's last WrestleMania. That's my whole argument to my wife to go to Vegas. I told her,
who do you want to see him face?
That's a good question. Who do you think would be the best last match for Cena?
That's been a question that's been thrown around on the show a few times. Like, who do you want to see him face before he gets out of there?
Oh,
especially at Mania.
I just want to see him break Ric Flair's record. I don't care, I just want to see him break Ric Flair's record, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I feel like he doesn't care. He's just like, let me just finish this. Let me finish putting my body on the line so I can just do more straight to Amazon Prime. Mediocre comedies, and make enough money to survive.
Wait, what about Ricky Stenicki? Was that only on Prime? But I thought that was hilarious.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen his latest movie. I know that's
oh my god,
a fanboy like me. I haven't seen his latest Amazon Prime movie.
You gotta see
the last few have been like Amazon Prime or like straight to like streaming services.
Ricky Stenicki's hilarious. You gotta see.
Yeah, I think he's funny. So, but yeah, I don't care who he wrestles. I want to see him break Ric Flair's record and let him be the 17-time champ. And I'd be happy with that. And like I'll still be a fan of his. As long as no weird, dark, seedy shit comes up. Like the stuff you hear about McMahon or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's got a fan for life. I think he's a great role model for kids look up to. You know, his mantra I think is all good stuff. I love the work he does for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, you know, it'd be hard, you know, for you to sell me on him not being a bad dude. And so, I mean, I touched the man's hand, you know, my mic at the Suicide Squad screening, and when I introduced him, and we brushed fingertips. So I'm a little biased, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I think I swore off Vegas though. But you know, if I can get my wife to go to Vegas, it might be for WrestleMania to see Cena.
Just tell her I'll keep you out of trouble. I'll keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't need. Trust me. I've been married long enough. I don't need help staying out of trouble. I could say no the troublesome stuff without a problem. Like I know what will be waiting for me if I say yes to trouble, and it's not worth it.
I feel that.
Kyle,
Dude, Vegas
so
is gonna.
I want to throw that question to you though, because we talk about it a lot. Like, give me a feud, maybe something that you wouldn't even think of. Maybe people wouldn't be expecting a feud for John Cena going into. Let's just say Royal Rumble. And it don't have to be WrestleMania. Give me a feud you'd like to see for John Cena.
Well, first of all, I hate to be like, so Bubba Ray from Busted Open made me think of this the other day. Even if Cena does win another title, does he really beat Ric Flair's record, since Ric Flair was champion everywhere he went, and like Cena's championships are all just in the WWE? Like, he might be the most winningest WWE champion, but I never sat and thought about it that way. And I'm like, damn, that's a really good point, because he won the WWF title, the WCW title, the NWA title, all these different titles versus having all the title reigns in WWE. So that's like the first thing that I've been thinking about lately, as far as like runs and who he's going to go with and this kind of stuff. I definitely think we need to see John Cena versus Randy Orton again, because I feel like that's like one of his greatest rivalries. I think that would be a great one to see on the way in there. I think John Cena versus Cody Rhodes would be interesting. And we got somebody in the comments talking about Cody. I think Cody versus Cena, that's like the two biggest like babyface guys they've had in the last how long. I mean, that right there would be a big story. But to be honest, we already talked about The Rock and all that stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we saw John Cena and The Rock again, because just the shit talking between the two of them.
Oh, dude, yeah, both those guys are so good on the mic. Yeah,
awesome. He's so good. I got two guys that I don't think it would. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to see it just for my fandom. But one, we talked about him already. I would love to see him go toe to toe with Dom, because I think that would slingshot Dominic Mysterio into the realm of just pure hatred even more. And it's going to give him the experience that he needs with arguably the best veteran in the sport. So get him in there with Dom, make a program out of it. I think it'd be great. And how crazy would it be if Dominic Mysterio defeats John Cena at any point?
That is you're breaking my heart right now. Yeah,
that would make him the most hated dude in WWE. I think it'd be great.
I was already upset when Roman Reigns beat him. No, not Dominic also.
Aside from that, I want to see him go toe to toe with CM Punk again.
I would like that. That would be really dope.
That Money in the Bank program from years ago, we could even touch 100%. Back on it if we wanted to on the way out. You know what I mean? So I feel like that would be the ones for me.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the CM Punk one at all. That match at Money in the Bank 2011 was one of his best ones. I think we've thrown out a lot of good options. I think at least it's dope though that he's saying he's like got 1 year left pretty much. So it's not going to be done at WrestleMania. So that leaves plenty of time, for you to get other stuff in. But it's just crazy, man. I mean, Father Time is undefeated. Everybody's got their time and they can only go so long. But I mean, hell, let's hope that the last run will be dope on the way out. But dude, we've kept you for quite a while, so I appreciate the time and all that good stuff, man. If there's anything else you want to plug about the Motor City Rockers, and I definitely am putting this out in the ether, we definitely need to knock out some 3 counts, go make a run over to the Fraser Arena.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, hey, please check out Motor City Rockers, professional hockey in Fraser. You get more info at rockershockey.com. Great ticket specials, all that kind of stuff. Follow them on social media, Rockers Hockey or Motor City Rockers, either accounts, depending on which platform you're on. I don't have my notes to know which is which, but yeah, I mean, check them out. It's definitely worth your time, especially if you're a hockey fan. You want to see some big burly dudes just really like kick ass. Like I'm just really impressed with like how much, I don't want to say violence, but I'm just really impressed with like how like physical of a game of hockey gets played at the Big Boy Arena. So Big Boy Arena, 15 in Utica-ish. I don't know my directions anymore, but it's like past 15 Mile on Utica Road. It's pretty much right across the street from that Meijer. There's a Meijer grocery store right there. There's a Juan Blanco's Mexican restaurant. So if you don't see the giant light up billboard, if you see Juan Blanco's or you see Meijer, just know you're very close. But yeah, rockershockey.com. I would say check it out and follow them on social media and come out to a game. If you see me out there too, come say hi, buy some checker pucks, throw a puck. Maybe you can hit me with it. You don't win a prize, but I'll acknowledge the fact that you hit me with it.
Do we get 10 points?
I'll give you 10 points, but I mean, I don't know where you're going to turn those points in, I don't know.
Damn it. You're supposed to know these things.
Yeah,
Well,
non-redeemable points, but they're
Right.
points.
You got 10 points, but good luck cashing them in. It's like Chuck E. Cheese. You get 10 points, you get a Tootsie Roll, 10 tickets, you get a Tootsie Roll, You know how long I had to play skee ball to get 10 tickets? All my coins went in the skee ball, and all I walk out is with a blue Tootsie Roll.
right. Well, speaking of snacks, man, that's the perfect last question to end it on, dude. What's the craziest snack you tried lately?
Oh man, lately, it is the craziest snack. You know what? It's funny because I got a whole supply of different snacks I wanted to try, but I probably got to say, so Sour Punch, Scorching Straws. These are spicy AF. I'm not even joking. Like, they're good because they're fruity and the flavors that they have go good with the spice. But literally, candy, and I'm gonna be honest, these guys pay me to do videos for them. So like I'm like an influencer for the American Licorice Company, and they put out the Sour Punch ropes. But they send me candy and stuff. This is probably one of the craziest candies I've tried. It's not as bad as the One Chip Challenge, but it is incredibly spicy. They literally punch you in the mouth with the heat. Like I was sweating when I was eating these for my taste test video. And then there's I got a whole bunch of stuff that I actually haven't got to try yet. Like I got a fan from Dave and Chuck who sent me a while back different snacks. So this is like some sort of like squid crisp thing. I don't know. I'm gonna give that a whirl one day. Some sort of crazy spicy Japanese jerky. So you name it, I've probably tried it. If you want to try those new Oreos, you guys know Oreo like joined forces with Coca-Cola. So they have like Coca-Cola flavored Oreos and like Oreo flavored Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Just okay. If you've had like those gummy colas, like those gummy cola bottles, that's what the cookies taste like. It's like an Oreo cookie, but it has like that aftertaste of like the Coca-Cola gummy. And then the Slurpee and the pop has like a chocolatey like flavor to it. I can't say Oreo. I can't say it's my favorite, but I don't think it was that bad. Am I going back to buy a whole bunch? No, but it was a fun experience to try.
Dude, the stuff that I've seen you try on that thing, dude. Like I said, if you're not already checking them out, check out Who the F is JC on YouTube and all those good things. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, all those things. I don't know if I'll be trying the Scorching Straws, but I definitely
come to a Rockers game. I'll bring them. You guys can give it a whirl. Come out to a Rockers game. I'll make sure I have them on hand. You guys can give them a try. If you don't like it, make sure you come on $2 beer night and go buy a couple of beers, which $2 beer night this Saturday. Military appreciation, $2 Labatt Blue Light, all the Labatt stuff, and also Cider Boys Hard Cider, $2.
Sweet.
Shout out to BKFC Zone, Joe Elmore hopping in here at the end of the show. I hope we see some fight news for our guy, the Hitman, out here, bro. Yeah, dude, I'm putting that out in the ether. Corey, J-Bone, we got to go out to a Rockers game soon.
We will. Yeah, we will.
I was, as you were bringing it up, I'm like, man, that'd be a perfect way to introduce the little ones to
absolutely
hockey game.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Hell yeah! Well, if you guys are in the area, make sure you check out the Motor City Rockers, man. Oh, look, here that shit's fire. From what I hear, it might be literal fire. But shout out to Joe Elmore, shout out to Bree and Frank and everybody else that's been watching. This has been Knockouts and Three Counts. Make sure you hit that button. Stay tuned. We got an action-packed week for you next Tuesday and Thursday. Hit that button and check out the Rockers. Maybe they need to bring out the Rock and Roll Express, man. Let's get it.
Maybe. That's a good tie-in.
I'm just saying, it's the Motor
Hey, we
City
got Pro
Rockers.
Wrestling Night coming up next year in 2025.
Bro, you got to
It's
make
Pro
that
Wrestling
happen.
Night.
We've had Ricky
we're
Morton
there,
from the
dude.
Rockers and his kid Kerry Morton on the show as well, man. I feel like that'd be like a perfect marriage. They might
We're
even hit
there.
somebody with a Rock and Roll Express finisher. Joe Elmore, we definitely got to talk soon then. 1 month from today, he's cracking somebody's skull. So hit that subscribe button so we don't crack yours. Peace.